Welcome everyone once again to another great CIW matchup. Today, Simon Belmont, Johnny Cage, Magus, Triple Threat. Let's get it going. I am the Colonist. Welcome back everybody. It is great to have everybody here. It is great to be back. 9 months in the making, and we are having another spectacular event. 2 days long instead of 4 this time, but 2 spectacular series of events known as Autumn Asylum, getting you all the way through the length of October. We have got 4 hype shows, one today, one tomorrow, 2 next week, then the first episode of Autumn Asylum on the 3rd week of October, and then the final day 2, so to speak, of Autumn Asylum on the 4th week. It is a month's worth of CIW. It is great to be back. Johnny Cage now entering the ring. Johnny has had a spotty record, but did, in his matchup in February, he did beat Batista. With that, you got caged. So, riding off a little bit of momentum coming into this matchup. But a man who was not at that show, coming in now, here is Magus from Chrono Trigger fame. And it has been some time since we've seen Magus, who did not have the most exhilarating track record of CIW athletes leading up to this match. In fact, he was eliminated from competition by Bruce Lee, of all people, for having the worst CIW record. And they had a loser leaves town match way back in the day that Bruce Lee won, and look how far Bruce Lee has come since then, winning the World Heavyweight Championship. Of course, Bruce Lee set to defend that championship on Autumn Asylum definitely at the end of this month coming up. But it is definitely something to watch out for. And speaking of something to watch out for, here comes Simon Belmont. Look at those quads. And you tell me that this is not a man who's ready for action. Simon Belmont with a career trajectory probably right around the middle. So many have argued that Simon Belmont has not received the treatment that a man of his stature in the games would deserve. But of course, it is how you prove yourself here in CIW. That's how we all do it. Want to give a little special thank you to Michael Corleone for continuing to fund CIW. We are once again not allowed to full-fledged disclose where the locations are for these matchups, but we are trying to go closer and closer to being able to do that every day, especially in the current climate. And these fans, I mean, you can tell that these fans are not actual real people in the back. I mean, look at them. They all do the same 2 or 3 motions. So, we're not fooling anybody here, so everyone's being safe. But this is a huge, huge month in the world of CIW. A lot of new things happening, and this is going to lead to another, at least the plan is, lead to another WrestleBration Spectacular back right around the anniversary time in February. So we are going to be having another show. We are guaranteed doing another one, which is probably something we have not been able to say in some time, is that we have something to look forward to after this month is over. And we thought we'd start out strong with a triple threat match. This is the only match that I will be commentating alone. Referee John Goodman assigned to this contest. Here we go. And immediately, Magus goes right for Johnny Cage. I will be joined on the rest of these shows by the one and only A Bizzle, the man who was here for the WrestleBration in February. Had a great time. Was happy to have him on commentary. Looked to have him on in more than just this. Also here in February. What a power slam to kick things off by Simon Belmont. And now a right hand by Johnny Cage. These guys have a lot to prove. This is definitely something of a prove yourself match between these three. Obviously want to move on to a main show position. A win here could definitely do wonders for one of these three's careers. I mean, the fact that Johnny Cage alone beat Batista, and the fact that he is once again debuting on a hype show, he's not very happy about that. But, you know, a win here against 2 heavyweights would certainly be the trick. And a nice right hand. I don't want to call it nice. It wasn't very nice, but it was a vicious right hand by Magus. Mage's very pale complexion, as you can tell. These three men don't have any beefs together. Nothing up. Belmont leaving the ring. And referee John Goodman's definitely going to have his hands full here, trying to keep these three at bay. Of course, we have a Gut Check Championship and Tag Team Championships on the line. At Autumn Asylum, we have the XYZ Championship on the line. And it is going to be, and I'll break that one, Noob Saibot will be defending against an unknown opponent. We will find out that opponent in some of these hype shows coming up. In either this week or next week, you will see an XYZ Royal Rumble, which means every eligible XYZ competitor that we have all across the CIW universe. That means Gut Check, that means the former Redemption roster, and that means, of course, the original CIW roster. Anyone who's anyone will be there competing for an opportunity to face off against Noob Saibot. We will see what's going to happen there. We also have a great return match. The Blue SPD Ranger getting a one-on-one match against the man that he beat in a bar back at the WrestleBration. Kurt Angle, that's going to be coming up in one of these hype shows. And of course, we also have a #1 contenders match for a Tag Team Championship Gold, as the tag team of Chrono and Aquaman, two of the members of the Shades of Black, will be going up against Michael Corleone, who I promised a tag title match thanks to his funding of CIW, and a mystery tag partner that I have not heard who that is going to be as of yet, but we will find out when that time comes. But meanwhile, let's get back to the match here. Now, working on the knee is Johnny Cage. It's really kind of tough to call these triple threat matches because there's just so much action going on. Everybody can be a foil for everyone else's pinfall attempts. And that's why these triple threat matches tend to go long. Now all three of these guys still measuring out. What a big boot by Simon Belmont, and that power game has got to put Simon Belmont at somewhat of an advantage here against these other two guys. But speaking of power game, what a power slam by Magus. Johnny Cage definitely more of the strike style as opposed to Magus's spell casting in the at least in the canon. And now a testicular torture, as my good friend and co-host A Bizzle would say. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of that during the course of this event here at Autumn Asylum, here in the month of October in CIW. Once again, we thank you for inviting us into your home. And CIW, as always, is sponsored by AB Productions, a new era in entertainment. And by all means, feel free to go check out the latest release from ABP, which is Retreat, out now on Spotify and SoundCloud, and wherever you find all of your favorite musical happenings. Retreat by White Nux and A Bizzle. Find it out there. What a power slam by Simon Belmont. And that might have just knocked Magus out. I mean, Magus is out cold here. Now that I've gotten all my sponsorships and all that out of the way, and all three of these guys have been power move after power move after power move. These guys tossing each other around like sad sacks of potatoes, and then torturing their testiculars to boot. How sinister could one man be? As Magus, I thought Magus was knocked clean cold. Of course, this is a triple threat match. They can't get disqualified. And looks to be in pain is Magus. You can tell he's pretty exhausted after the punishment he's taken. But all three of these men have taken a pretty significant amount of punishment, like knife-edge chops by Johnny Cage. We were talking about the striking ability of Johnny. Simon Belmont once again going to take a breather on the outside. Maybe smart strategy here. Getting a little air between these two competitors, but doesn't want to stay out there too long. And, oh, speaking of the You Got Caged, Johnny just hit it. Could be over, but Magus right there. No cover to be found. And now Magus instead going to wrench the knee into the back of Simon Belmont. But again, Cage right there to break it up in case a submission occurred. Cage was not going to let that happen. After hitting the You Got Caged on the Simon Belmont. And what a close line. And all three of these men playing the power game. And gotta give credit to Johnny. He has taken a huge boot and a huge clothesline and is still able to drop kick Magus like he's a featherweight. And there's no disputing that all three of these men have a very significant degree of talent, but also the disrespect from all three of these guys. The amount of testicular torture we've seen in this match alone. And oh, and a rake to the eyes. And a Russian leg sweep by Magus. And Magus was lucky the referee didn't see that, or he would have been given the business. And getting the business by John Goodman is not a good thing. Neither is that back suplex. Could give Johnny an opening here. And a clothesline to Belmont. And Johnny Cage, after taking a good amount of punishment, is on top of this mountain, but he needs to go for a cover. And instead bring Magus to the corner. And I thought there was going to be a little bit more happening there. But now a fireman's carry. This can't be good. And now a fireman's carry drop. And that could be enough. Belmont left the ring. Cover two, and no. Belmont right there at the nick of time to break up that count by Goodman. And that was almost one of those times when Belmont going to the outside could have nearly been his detriment. And a clothesline into the corner by Belmont. What's Belmont doing here? Top rope. Elbow drop to the face. Down goes Johnny Cage, and a slap to the back. An emphatic slap to the back. And now Belmont. Belmont seems to be at the top of his game. And Johnny Cage down, punch to the nads. And that is not going to be appreciated. And now a kick to the nads. And all three of these guys, they must all have training in Krav Maga because they're going straight for the crotch. It has been non-stop crotchal chaos, which I'm sure is a thing. But it certainly has been here in this match, just like that another big boot that Johnny Cage just ate, and a back elbow, a nice back elbow by Magus, who somehow is still in this match, and what a running neck breaker. Magus still in this, and now a running DDT. And Magus now, the man on top of the mountain with both men down. All three of these guys, equal footing, as we've seen here, everybody getting their licks in and laying it in hard. We mentioned that John Goodman would have his hands full, and boy, were we correct. And now what's Belmont got in mind here? Uh-oh, could be going for a snake eyes. A vicious snake eyes to Johnny Cage, but it didn't seem to hurt him that badly. I mean, he did have the sunglasses on, so he probably had some level of defense. But Johnny is still hurt here. Uh-oh. And Magus might be going, and he just hit the dark hole. And that could be it. The cover. Is it over here? 1, 2, 3. And Magus wins. And of all the people I thought were going to have win this match, Magus was the guy I probably had the least amount of money on, but that is what you can come to expect, which is the unexpected here in CIW, and we have just gotten started, ladies and gentlemen. An exciting October ahead. What does this mean for the future of Magus and his career as we get set to start with an exciting action-packed October of Colonial Impact Wrestling? Thank you all for joining us once again. My name is The Colonist, and we will see you tomorrow, folks.